Okay, what we're going to do now is I'm going to show you in the Studio One how to edit some recorded drums. We just in the band I'm in, Fate Shall Follow. We just recorded a song, and I got the kit recorded. And the next step that I do after I record it is I go in and I edit all of the toms, overheads, and stuff like that. You know, to clean it up, just try to get some of the room noise out of it and such. And how I do that is you do it in the editor, obviously. You can just select a track, and it'll appear down in your editor. And basically, what I'm trying to do here is I'm looking for the hits for the tom. So I've already done that one. Now I'm going to go to tom number 2, and what we'll do is I'll just scroll through and then I'll look for hit. All right, there's one hit right there. Okay, and with the number 3 key, you just select a region and you click just like that, and it cuts out the area that you want to omit. And again, I'll scroll to the next tom hit, click again. I'll hit on 1 now, and 1 gives me my selector tool, and I select and delete. There you go. Oh, didn't want to do that. Deleted all of it. Okay, edit and do. Alright, now again I'll go to the next tom hit, and so on and so forth. And you'll see there's a couple here. I'll be selective on that. And again, after you've done it a couple times, you start to, you know what to look for. When you first start at it, you may need to listen more than go by what you're seeing. But after a while, you start to see the tendency of what a tom hit wave looks like, and you can sort of speed up the whole process. The first time I did this, it took me an immense amount of time, and I've done 3 or 4 songs with Jason on drums, and I sort of know where the hits are just by the look, the appearance of it. Now, it wasn't like that the first time I did it. So, this really is tedious, but it's very important in cleaning up the audio. There's a lot of empty wave area here where the mic is just capturing room noise, as well as overheads, snare, all that kind of stuff is going on, and the mic's picking it up. And the only thing I really want to hear from my tom when I go and mix it down is when he hits that tom. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm taking all that extra stuff out, and I'm focusing just on what that tom gave me. And that is the cool part about this kind of software, is it's got all the tools, and the track editor and all that all built right into it. And it just speeds up the whole process. And I've got 4 toms, so I'll go through each track, and by the time it's all said and done, the amount of room noise that I had before I went and did all this editing will now be gone. I'll even do some overheads where I'll drop some of the lows out of the overheads through EQ, and that'll take a lot of the snare and stuff out of the overheads, so that my snare, when I go to edit my snare track, and I put an EQ on it and a compression and a noise gate in my actual track, I'm affecting that in my overheads. I'm not getting my snare bleeding over in there, so I'm still getting sort of I'm not getting the sound I want from my snare because I'm getting it's on other tracks, and that's important. But let me move forward here, and we'll see what else we can come up with. Okay, I'm gonna move forward to some. overhead editing. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to try to EQ out some of my lows. Here I'm clicking on my, I'm creating a audio effect send or audio effects channel, and I'm going to add my EQ. I just create one, copy and drag it over to my other right overhead, and now I've got two effect send channels. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put on the the overhead EQ. How I'll do that is I'll just take an EQ from another track, just drag it in, and I'm going to select the overhead preset and just tweak it a little bit. And there's really no method to how I do this other than what sounds good. I just take my low cut and I just move it to until I think I get most of the low end out, and all I'm trying to do is just help my snare and my bass drum and my toms to where they're not they're not on the overheads. So when I do the editing I just did on my toms, when Jason's not, when it didn't hit a tom, I don't want there to be other noise, being represented on another track. So this is how I do it. Like I said, I'm an amateur. I'm not any $1 million producer or anything like that. I go with what I know. This is one method I found on how to manipulate the sound, and it works for me. I get the results that I wanted to get, and that's one way of editing your overheads. Alright, now I'm going to edit some of the bass. Bassline compressor. I'll do an EQ, and just manipulate it to to the kind of full bass sound I want to get. And again, with this method, because I have it as an external or as a send, I can lower the channel volume, or I can lower the send volume or the signal strength that is coming into my track. You see, there's so many ways that you can manipulate tracks and just even vocals or anything, just by adding compression and noise gate. Just in general, the presets are good. I mean, you don't have to think that this is one of those programs where, oh yeah, I got to get this stuff and it's going to be all this money, and I've got to go and reset all the presets and get my own. I mean, you can do all that, but for someone like me, this stuff works. It's a good start in some instances. In other instances, I wouldn't touch it. I'm like, wow, that's perfect. I'm not going to mess with that. And like I said, on my overheads that I just did, I manipulated the overhead EQ to get the kind of result that I was looking for with my method of mixing. With this bass, I'm not going to mess with much of it. I like the way that the compressor and the EQs work together. Now I'm going to let you guys see my cheesy studio. That video is coming up now, and I'm going to follow that up with some pictures of another drum kit that was mic'd by a friend of mine who has a studio up in New Jersey. And that's going to do it. I'll edit this video down and try to get it on YouTube in the next day or two. And if you guys have any questions when this is done, please comment, reply back, however you need to get your questions to me, and I'll do the best I can to make a video that answers these questions and may even fill in some spots that you didn't think. I try to keep this stuff as interesting as possible. Um, and I just thank you guys for listening and viewing as well. All right, thank you very much, and have a good one.